from
Good evening and welcome to Road to Edo 2024. My name is Ego Sagbonlao. It's always an exciting time on the program because we bring to your living rooms, wherever you're watching this program from, Edo State residents, politicians, stakeholders, those who are interested to vie for the office of the governor of Edo State. Don't forget, in 2024, November precisely, the tenure of the incumbent, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, will terminate. And then, surely, we'll have a new man. On to this program, we have our very, very wonderful guests. A man from the NNPP Edo State chapter, who is aspiring to also offer his services to the Edo people. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you a man with character, a man who has impacted positively on humanity, Michael Oviennmhada. Nice to have you on the program. Oh, I got it right.
You got it right. Okay. You got it right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm glad to be here.
Okay. So that's Michael for you, and he'll be telling us the reason why he intends to be your governor, my governor. But let's just give you a little profile of this man. You need to meet him. You need to know him. Michael hails from Ozen, Odwa, Eastern Southeast Local Government area of Edo State. He attended Holy Cross Primary School, Benin City Annunciation Catholic College, Ira, Edo College, Benin City, and finally the prestigious University of Lagos. He is a successful businessman, a restaurant owner, Michael Oviennmhada. He's also an author, poet, playwright, public affairs commentator, and now a governorship aspirant in the forthcoming Edo State gubernatorial election on the platform of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, with so much in mind to improve the socio-economic fortunes of the state. Michael Oviennmhada's main focus is to raise no fewer than 300,000 new agriculture entrepreneurs that will lead to the creation of millions of jobs for the people of Edo State. On the program today, to tell us how he intends to achieve the myriads of promises that he has articulated. Because once he becomes governor, the expectations surely will be high. Michael Oviennmhada, welcome to Road to Edo 2024.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Okay, so why are you so enthusiastic? Why are you so optimistic to be governor of Edo State?
I'm running because I'm angry.
Okay.
Yes, I'm angry that we are the way we are after 63 years of independence and after so many years of the creation of, if you recall, first of all, it was Midwestern Region, 1963 by plebiscite. Eventually, they gave us Midwest State. Then it became Bendel, and then now Edo State. Through the whole history of Edo State, one would have expected that by now we should be like any other major city around the world, from Europe to America and Asia and the Middle East. I'm not happy at the way we are. I'm angry, and that's why I'm throwing my hat in the ring.
Okay. So now we've seen your profile. You have done very well for yourself. You've done very well in the business world as an entrepreneur. You're also an author. Now, you write books.
Yeah.
Some could be fiction.
Yeah, I write fiction.
Yeah.
I write drama.
Okay.
I'm a poet also.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So,
I write especially historical drama.
what you write could be quite different from occupying the office of the governor. Are you aware of that?
Oh, absolutely. Where the rubber meets the road is a different ball game, because you're going to have to be dealing with 5.2 million people in the state and your cabinet and different interest groups around the state who want something and who don't want something. The House of Assembly who wants something and those who don't want something. So it's a different ball game. I'm very aware of that. I'm a well-traveled man. I'm a well-read man. I've studied history quite a bit, literature quite a bit. So I have a great idea of how humans interact when it comes to governance issues. Everybody has interests. You have to cater to interests, but the overriding interest is the common good of the people. That should always be the focus at every point in time.
Just recently, and we have that in the public space, an ex-president who said Nigerians very difficult to govern. Now, Edo State people, do you think you have the wherewithal to govern the people of Edo State?
The truth is...
Multi-ethnic?
Yeah.
You are aware of that?
Yeah. The truth is, our people are not difficult to govern. If anything, our people are the easiest people in the world to govern. What are we looking for? We just want water to run when we open our taps. We want the light to come on when we turn on the electricity, you know. We want our roads to work when we want to travel. We want our children to be able to go to school when it's time for them to go to school. When our children are sick, we want them to be able to go to a hospital. When our wives are sick, we want them to have medical care. And when our people are old, we want the society to take care of the old, the aged. You know, so people are they are not looking for too many things. What people are asking for is not rocket science to give to them. Yeah, what is lacking, I believe, is the resources to do all these things, and the will to do these things, and the empathy to do these things. Now, when I look at the entire spectrum of Edo State, for example, with a population of 5.2 million people, when I look at Edo State with a land area of 18,300 square kilometers, I say to myself, the amount of money we make as IGR, which is just about 4.8 billion, 48 billion every year, is not enough to do the work that needs to be done. The subvention we get from the federal government, like last year's budget was about 214 billion. I reckon that probably they got about 150 from the federal government from all the different allocations. The money is just not enough. So what's been missing here is that our governors don't know that they need to bake a bigger cake so they can take care of infrastructural problems. You cannot build roads on 48 billion IGR. You can't build schools, hospitals, the things that need to be done on a budget of 214 billion. It's just way too small. So that's what my focus is going to be, to bake that cake. Make it big, so that we can now dream big dreams and have the resources to take care of those dreams.
So if you say the amount you just mentioned is way too...
It's paltry.
Okay, so what are you looking at? Mention the figure. And how do you intend to raise such funds?
Okay, beautiful. Now, we have land, right? That's our gift that God has given to us. Okay. Our land is arable.
Okay.
Gladly. You really don't need much fertilizer to grow food in Edo State. Just a little fertilizer on your land and you have something going for you. What I want to do is raise 300,000 agricultural entrepreneurs around all the local government areas of Edo State. There are approximately 1,416 villages in Edo State. We want to raise 200 farmers in each village, make them into a cooperative. Okay? We want to create a win-win situation. Make them into a cooperative. The king is involved, his chiefs are involved, the farmers are there, and we create a joint task force as security to secure the area of land we're going to allocate to these people. So each person gets 6 to 10 acres of land. So we can now create clusters. Okay, in this cluster, I want to grow maize. In this cluster, I want to grow cassava. Now, in a cluster where you're growing cassava, you want to have a cassava processing plant. Okay? So you have your whole value chain of agriculture. But the big thing here is this. We are going to create an agriculture, a commodity marketing board, all right, to buy all the produce from farmers during harvest, all right? So the farmers are guaranteed a purchase of whatever they produce, all right? Now, when you give a man 10 acres of land, he's going to work his land. But how is he going to work his land? Is he going to work it with hoes and cutlasses? No. We're going to make equipments available. This mechanized farming is 2023. So you want to have bulldozers to clear the land. You want to have tractors to work the land at the same time. So you create wealth at the grassroots level. So with this, we raise 300,000 farmers. These 300,000 farmers over a 4-year period will have the ability to create 10 jobs each down the value chain of agriculture, from processing to packaging to warehousing to retailing, long value chain. So what you're going to have is 3 million people working over a 4-year period of my stay at Osadebe House. Now, with 3 million people working, you have 3 million people that you can tax. That's going to be your revenue stream right there. With 3 million people paying taxes, you're going to rake in trillions every year. Now you're ready for the big projects.
Okay. Well, this is quite interesting. But I want to ask you this question. You are an aspirant on the platform of the NNPP.
Yes.
Now, that party is well known in Kano.
Yes.
Is well known in the northern part of Nigeria. Not a popular party in Edo State. One, does that bother you? Two, were you scared of the very prominent politicians in other political parties, the major political parties, the ruling party, the main opposition party, that you didn't vie in such parties?
Very, very good question. Now, Labour Party wasn't known before the last presidential election, but a man called Peter Obi came out and Labour became, the party to beat, okay? I think we have another problem on my hands now, me. Yeah, I'm going to be a problem. Are you with me?
To who?
Oh, yes, to the big parties. Yes, because I have ideas that they're not even dreaming of at all. And when I try to express these ideas, everybody's like, are you out of your mind? I'm like, we're not even getting started at all. Because Edo State, by its population, 5.2 million people, by its land area, 18,300 square kilometers, we are bigger than over 60 countries around the world. You go to a small country like Latvia, 2.6 million people. You see the state of infrastructure. You come back home, you'll be crying, you'll be weeping. Now, why are we the way we are? Are we cursed? What's our problem? So I'm not scared. No. All the candidates running everywhere, I know all of them. They're all my friends. If they agree to debate, we'll get to the debate stage. I'll chew them up.
You're so confident. Politics is not writing books.
I know.
Yeah, politics has its own intrigues. Are you ready to go through the mill?
I got people working with me. When it comes to the intrigue part, I have people who will work the intrigues for me. My job is to come out and talk, sell a dream to Edo people that we can be like any city in Europe, that we can be like any city in America. That's it, the dream I want to sell to Edo people. I'm selling a dream to them, that these things are possible. It's not rocket science. For any governor who can think, who has empathy, and who is focused to working for the people, these things are possible. It's not rocket science. In the 17th and 18th century, without excavators, without big earth-moving equipment, America built a railroad from coast to coast, 2,872 miles. And you tell me in 2023, I can't build a railroad around Edo State? Of course I can. I'm going to build 500 miles of railroad linking every major agricultural community in Edo State so that we can bring out agricultural produce, move them out, make our farmers rich, make the state bubble, and put smiles in the hearts and in the faces of our people. These things are possible. People have done them all over the world. Do they have two heads?
Surely they don't. But we have a peculiar problem here. The criminal herdsmen. Most of our farmers are scared to go to the farms. How do you intend to do that?
Oh, I already have that as part of my blueprint. Now, in every agricultural community, which we're going to make into a cooperative, there will be a joint task force. The joint task force will be partners also in the cooperative in every farm settlement. They're going to protect what belongs to them.
How do you intend to do that?
Create it. Make them shareholders in the cooperative. Soldiers, police, vigilante. Your job is to protect these 2,000 acres of land belonging to 200 farmers in XYZ village. You are shareholders in the farm. So whatever money comes out at the end of the year, you get your own share. Plus, you're already getting your salary, all right? But you are shareholders in the farm settlement. The king and his chiefs are shareholders in the farm settlement. Win-win situation. Everybody wins. You're going to protect what you have. You see, there's nothing new in what I'm proposing. In 17th, 18th, 19th century America, we had people called frontiersmen. They sent them to Oregon, they sent them to Seattle, they sent them to California, they sent them to Texas. Indian territory, hostile territory. They gave them land, 2,000 hectares of land, 5,000 hectares of land. Go and farm it, we want the food. They gave them guns. They went there, they protected the land, they farmed the land, and they fed the country. You see, at every point in a nation's history, a country must do what it needs to do to confront the issues of the day. Right now, we certainly need state police. It's an absolute necessity.
How would you cope in terms of financing that?
Yeah, I already said it. I'm going to widen the tax net. I'm going to bake a bigger cake, a bigger pie for Edo State. A pie like nobody has ever seen before in this country. In fact, in a few short years, will be bigger than Lagos State. You know, Lagos State is limited. Lagos has just about 3,400 square kilometers of land. They can't do much. So they're taxing industry, multiple taxation of industry. That's all they do in Lagos State. In a few short years, we can be bigger than Lagos State. Look at the figures right now. Lagos generates about 800 billion in IGR every year from industries and then from housing and all of that. The next state following them is Abuja, Rivers, at 131 billion. Edo State is right at the bottom, at 48 billion. With all these smart people we have in this state, come on. We're too smart to be poor. We're too blessed to be poor. Edo State should be #1 state in this country. And I'm not joking. Everything I'm saying is achievable. When I say I'm going to build a railroad in 4 years, I can build it. I have the resources already because I have 3 million people working. I have tax revenues. That's it. It's stream there, right there, revenues. We're looking at 1 trillion, 2 trillion a year in IGR. The country has never seen anything like that. When we do it, other states will start to come here to copy us. Or I'll go and show them, hey, this thing is possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some persons have clamored for restructuring, devolution of powers, and some have said, oh, we need to rejig the Nigerian Constitution because we're operating the 1999 Constitution as amended, and some persons have been able to itemize some flaws. What's your take on this?
Whilst this is my position, okay? I am basically a low-hanging fruits kind of person. Whilst we're looking at the bigger picture of restructuring, which has been a problem for 24 years, we've not been able to do that. I am saying our states are as restructured as they can possibly be. Edo State is as homogeneous as it could possibly be. We all speak the same language across Edo State, Edo Central, Edo South, Edo North. We are all from the same stock. So we don't have much differences within Edo State. Why can't we use the power we have right now to climb the mountaintop? So whilst we're clamoring for restructuring at the federal level, we need to use the resources we have right now. Nobody is stopping me right now from doing an agricultural revolution in Edo State if I want to do it. Nobody is stopping me from building a cassava processing plant and putting it in a cassava zone. Nobody is stopping me from building a plant in Agenebode to process the great groundnuts we get from Agenebode area. You know, Agenebode has the best groundnuts in the world. No joke. So why can't we put a factory there to make peanut butter, to make groundnut oil, to make animal feed, and send it across the world? Let me tell you something else. During the Bill Clinton years, he came up with a program called AGOA, AGOA is a program they came up with to allow African countries, or third world countries, I don't like to use the word third world, African countries, export food to America. So guess what? As part of my agricultural revolution plan, there will be an airstrip in every senatorial zone. So we're going to have one in Esaland, we're going to have one in Esako. Okay, so as the produce is coming out, we're packaging it, it's getting on the plane, it's going to America. We have dollars rolling in. All these programs, because it involves work, our leaders are not interested in them. Our leaders are only interested in things that they can just go and take and share. Doing this involves work. There's a whole value chain in agriculture that we can take advantage of. Israel has less than 28,000 square kilometers of land, but they only have 20% of arable land. Here we have 100% of 100%. What's wrong with us? What's wrong with us? We have 100% of 100%. You see this ground on which we sit here, if you dig it up right now, even though it's been covered for a while, you dig it up and throw corn there, it will start to grow.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's a good state for you. Look, when I went to the Federal Ministry of Agriculture in 2014 in the course of my research, why we import so much sugar into Nigeria? Why? What's wrong with us? We made sugar when we were children with sugar cane. We made sugar. You just get the sugar, you boil it, it comes. Then you can grind it, it becomes granulated sugar. So why are we importing sugar in 2023? So I researched into it. Do you know all we need to do is cultivate 250,000 hectares of land for sugar cane, and we become sugar sufficient, and we can even begin to export sugar to West Africa. Instead of importing, these are all the things taking away the money. Do you know at a time we were even wheat sufficient? We were growing enough wheat in Nigeria at a time. That's why they built a flour mill in Ewo. What's wrong with us? That has to change. That's one of the reasons I'm running. That's why I say I'm angry. When I say I'm angry, I mean I'm angry.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Michael. But before I just allow you to leave the studio, just one question.
Yes.
And that will also be your concluding remarks on the program. We understand that the issue of zoning is creating problems in some political parties.
Yes.
Do you believe in that, or you think the ticket should be given to any capable person?
Good question. Fair is fair. Equity is equity. Right is right. We are all from one stock. The voters in Edo State know what to do when the time comes. Because, look, a sister of mine was getting married over 33 years ago in my house in Lagos State. My eldest brother was there. There was a Bini guy seated there too. By tradition, the eldest person breaks the kola. But guess what? We defer to the Bini man. If a Bini man is there and is 20 years old and there's an Esa man who is 80 years old, he will bring the kola and give to the Bini man to break, because we respect Benis as our older brothers. We expect them to be fair to us in 2024.
Okay, I wish you all the luck.
Thank you.
That's the program, Road to Edo 2024. I hope you've enjoyed this evening's edition of the program with our NNPP aspirant, and I believe he has been able to articulate his points. He's been able to enlighten the voters. He's not from the so-called major political party, but he has just told us that he's not scared, that he intends to change the narrative. He's very optimistic and very enthusiastic. On that note, I say thanks for being a part of tonight's program.
Thank you, my friend. Good to meet you, and I'm glad to be here. Edo 2024. Hey, fairness, that's what we ask for.
Okay.
Fair is fair.
Yeah, so fair is fair.
Yes.
Do have a wonderful weekend ahead. Bye-bye.